Here's another little headline I think is worth mentioning. There are people out there pushing back or putting up a front to push back. I don't know. You guys let me know. But it says Rep. Tom Emmer reintroduces anti-CBDC bill to Congress. And so once again, as much as it sounds like, oh, no, he loves his country, woo, woo, wah, okay, it won't work. And I don't mean to be pessimistic, but it's like it's him and 49 other people who signed on to this bill that won't even see the light of day because the system in of itself is greater than this small little portion. The only way the CBDC will not be introduced is if 300 million Americans come to the realization of what's going on, and we each demand change within our own states with our own governors, and then our governors who listen to the people, and then the governors reenact gold and silver within the state as legal tender money, which it already is, to be utilized, and from the state level, changes happen. Nothing's going to happen on the federal level at all. But then again, I don't want to say never, but it's very unlikely. But just a real quick synopsis as to what's going on here. It says, Representative Tom Emmer and 49 co-sponsors have revived the CBDC Anti-Surveillance State Act to safeguard Americans' financial privacy. They argue that the CBDC could compromise privacy and individual sovereignty, labeling it a surveillance tool, 100%. Emmer initially proposed a bill back in January 22 and formally introduced the bill in Congress this year. The bill prohibits the Federal Reserve from issuing CBDCs to individuals and using them for monetary policy. So, like, he's like Emmer and the 49 people. Sure, it sounds good, but they're too late in the game. They just don't realize how far we are in this system to where it's no turning back. And just for the sake of what I'm talking about, if politicians really want to make change, the time to make change would have been back here when gold and silver was still in the psyche of the American population. And so it would have been worthwhile had there been true lovers of our country to not allow the Federal Reserve, which is our third central bank, to come into power and basically signing over our national currency to a private entity. And bit by bit, they've been working towards this agenda of removing metals first. Now they're removing paper at some point, and all they want to have us with is digits. And so, as we can see here, I love little visual aids like this, but as you can see here, electronic currency has been heavily utilized. The dollar, aka the dollar, I prefer to call it a Federal Reserve note, it has been digital predominantly since the 60s. And so here we are now, 2023, and they want to pass an anti-CBDC bill. We've already been on digital currencies. It's just been commercial bank digital currencies. Now they're trying to transfer it into the hands of the central bank solely to create a central bank digital currency. So a little too late for that bill, but I do see his point, and I wish it was something that they could do about it, but I wouldn't hold my breath.